to bring you the constant variety of sport, the thrill of the jackpots, and the agony of the tilt. The Silverball drama with a focus on competition. The International Flipper Pinball Association, funwithbonus.com, and Coast2Coast Pinball bring you the wide world of pinball.
Welcome, everybody, to Episode 3 of the Wide World of Pinball, a show taking aim at competitive pinball. With me, as always, Mr. Steve Bowden. How are you, sir?
Hello, Nate. Hello, everybody.
Josh Sharp, how are you?
I'm great.
Are your children in bed?
Yeah, in progress.
Steve, are your children in bed?
Yes,
wherever
my
they
theoretical children are in bed, yes. Those theoretical children are definitely in bed, yes.
Well, that's fantastic. Next week's Pinburg, everybody. I hope everyone's excited. I believe all three of us will be at Pinburg, correct, gentlemen?
That's mostly the question for yourself, right?
Yeah.
I'll be there.
I think I'll be there. I'm pretty sure.
Dude, Gauchos.
Fine.
Gauchos. Oh, see, you said it now. Now we're going to flood Gauchos. Our secret sandwich shop did not stay secret very long.
No, it's making its rounds.
They figured it out. We're going to go through...
Zach and I, we still have our breakfast spot. We're not going to share that publicly
I don't even think you've told me where that is.
No, I'll share it with you privately. It's good.
Okay, all right.
Wow. Journalism going to happen on the breakfast spot now?
Steve, have you been to the Gauchos?
No, I have not been to it.
Do you like steak?
Well, absolutely. So I guess that's going to have to be a thing.
Do you like sandwiches?
That's going to have to be a thing. So
because they do steak sandwiches.
We're totally screwing our lunch.
I know, it's so bad.
Terrible.
All right. So Pinburg is looming. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But first, we're going to catch up some of the topics that we have been missing on the last few shows. We keep running long because apparently the three of us like to talk a lot.
That's funny. He said catch up.
Catch up.
We're gonna catch up on stuff. Mm-hmm.
Catch up on stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So let's just jump right into it with no flow whatsoever. Good. I want to talk about a subject that Mr. Josh Sharp has texted us. We want to talk about, and this is the idea of sandbagging. We're talking about competitive pinball. We're talking about people who are trying to win and beat other players, not just beat their high score.
And Pinburg's coming up, so it's kind of apropos, right?
It kind of is apropos, exactly. So when you have texted sandbagging to me and brought this up as a topic, what are you thinking? Tell me what's on your mind about sandbagging in pinball.
I'm thinking... I texted you after our June league session here in Chicago that typically involves, like, our league is very top-heavy, so we have, like, Zach's in it, Lyman Cheats is in it, Keith Johnson's in it, Jason Bordrick's in it, Dave Hegge's in it, I'm in it, and then there's people that are the top 8 spots go to A, and the next 8 go to B, and the next 8 go to C. There is like this challenge to be the top seed in B or the top seed in C for those people that are not looking to level up, so to speak.
They don't want to play you and Lyman and Zach and
right. Or like, you know, the next they don't want to play like the people in B, so they'd really rather go for C. And it usually ends up with like there's a decent amount of people that are intentionally trying to lose that last night, or at least like portions of the last night, depending on how they're doing. They sort of have a number that they want to hit in their mind, and if they start off too hot, then they'll start tanking. And I find it fascinating.
I hate it.
Fascinating is an interesting word for that.
I have a solution. I have a solution for our league that would not work for Pinburg, and I want to run it by you guys because I'm trying to convince my league to do it. And I don't know if the guy who runs the league is gonna do it or not. But I think it is a fail safe for sandbagging.
All right.
Ready?
Yeah.
So instead of the top 8 people being an A, in that order, is you do like a draft. So the number 1 seed of the regular season or whatever gets to choose what seed they want to be in finals. They will probably choose the number 1 seed. Then the number 2 seed gets to choose what they want to be. And let's just say the number 2 seed was like my mom or something. She could choose the number 1 seed in C, but still she would have the first choice at that because she played as hard as she could in the regular season. And then we have certain restrictions and stuff where like I couldn't choose B or C,
based on your IFPA ranking, I'm assuming.
Yeah, we do it based on like league.
Gotcha.
What divisions you want in league. But to me, it would keep people playing through the entire season as hard as they can, and then pretty much what happens is like someone has to like sandbag and say they're sandbagging by choosing their seed, which is a little bit more of like direct sandbagging versus maybe trying to pretend like, oh, I didn't play well. Oh my god, I can't believe I tilted the game with the ball in the plunger lane. That usually rarely happens.
Yeah, stuff you can't prove. Yeah, sandbagging that you can't prove is happening.
So like now I'm trying to push that as a rule change for us, because I think it'll help reduce the people that are tanking, because if you end up as like the 8th seed, you could choose the 9th and B, and the person who finishes in 9th would then have to be like, oh damn, I can't choose the top seed in B. I can choose the 2nd seed in B or the last spot in A, and it will just work itself down from there.
But could you find yourself in a situation where a really subpar player is stuck with that 8th seed in A?
Possible.
See, I don't like that at all. That's the problem, I think, in your plan here, is that if you get enough people saying, I don't want to be an A, now you've got someone who really shouldn't be an A.
But if you ask, so see, that's where, like, it's kind of it's like a chicken. It's a game of chicken, because, like, nobody in our league really volunteers that they're not trying as hard as they can. So the only way to know that person would get, like, let's just say the 24th seed or whatever would be put into A, is that you had everyone sandbagging all the way down.
So basically you're saying play better to play against people who aren't as good.
You're saying play better to have the privilege to choose how much you're going to sandbag for
Correct.
The final.
Correct.
So you're playing for the privilege.
Correct.
Possibly, unless you really do poorly. In that case, you might get forced up somehow, in a sort of a reverse sandbag situation.
Right. It's a anti-sand. It's a helium balloon. Let's call it that.
You're failing up. That's when someone fails up. Yeah, someone gets promoted to vice president by having the worst quarter in their business's history.
There you go.
That's what happens. Meanwhile, everyone else gets to choose where they want to sandbag. I mean, well,
anyway,
interesting.
That's for our league. With Pinburg, there's nothing they can do. There will be some lovely. I pray to the pinball gods that I am put in session 5 against some people that are looking to throw some points away, because I will gladly take those points from them.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much.
Yeah. I'll take it. I'll take anything I can get.
Have you guys seen this outright at Pinburg before?
Yes,
I haven't. You've seen that? Because I haven't seen that. Usually, I happen to be closely near the middle, so I can have my push near the end. Because if I find if I'm doing well in the beginning and I step up and I take a nice Keith 3 or Yorian 2, I get pushed back down. So that's just sort of where I end up. But have you seen that?
The big thing, Nate, is that the people that do it love to brag that they did it. Like, they can't help, like, they really can't do it without saying something.
How can you call yourself, I don't know, how can you call yourself out on it? Because I'm so Machiavellian, I'm that awesome because, I don't know, okay.
Maybe they're trying to deal with, like, their own self-ego, that, like, they're better than their record because I did it on purpose or whatever. Like, I could have been better, but I chose not to be. But I just want to make sure you know that I'm better. I don't know.
It's interesting because I'm conflicted on the whole idea of sort of sandbagging to put myself in a spot, because I go to Papa and I know it's going to be a really tough format for me, so I choose the C division very much on purpose. I want to be there, even though I could absolutely say, I'm going to play again. And I've heard players who are probably closer to my skill level than your skill level say, I want to play against the best players in the world. I'm playing an A. And then I watch them play, 50-cent games around the ring most of the weekend because they realize how tough that is.
Right.
Whereas in Pinburg, if I can beat enough people and qualify higher, I really want to do that. I have no part of me wants to sandbag. Although you do get that weird, do I want to be the top-ranked player in C or the bottom-ranked player in B?
Knowing that your record doesn't reset. Oh, does it reset in B? I know it definitely doesn't reset in A.
No, isn't it only the lowest division does it reset?
Yeah, so it's like
Yeah.
So do you really want to start it? So it's not even like B or C. It's, hi, do you want to start day 2 like in a giant hole in B, or start day 2 with a nice lead in C?
Right.
It's tempting. I could see it. I could see it for people.
Yeah, how much pride? I mean, do you have the pride to say that you can battle back in B versus I'm going to defend a lead in C? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, hey, there are enough EMs to balance any sort of strategies like that. So,
Oh yeah.
I mean, so all you got to do is get a bad luck EM, and it'll blow your strategy out of the window, or raise you up, right back into contention.
Refresh my memory, Steve Bowden, Mr. number 6 ranked player in the world. What's your best run at Pinburg?
What was it? Well, I guess it had to have been last year. I mean, I don't remember what I did 2 weeks ago. But so remembering my own history is like nothing. So I don't know. But I guess it was it last year when I made it, and when I made it and qualified? Because I didn't really. I know the year before that I was out by like 1 point, I think. But yeah, I think last year when I qualified and proceeded to get hacked out of the finals by Yorian's Whodunit. But that's all I remember about that.
Oh,
but
yes.
as far as the exact record, I have no idea.
Josh, what
forget things quickly.
Josh will remember. What's your best run?
So technically, my best Pinburg finish was 6th in 2003 in the old Pinburgs.
Okay, so that doesn't count.
Okay, so in the newer Pinburgs, I finished 7th in 2011, 7th in 2012.
Okay.
And those are my best. And 17th last year.
Interesting. Okay. You probably, I think just your personality, you like this tournament a lot, don't you?
Me?
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I figured. What do you like about Pinburg?
It's a war. I just like. I mean, I like that it's situation. It's all situational play, and for as fun as the debate between limited herb and unlimited herb, like there is nothing like having to play against other people. And we've talked about it before, Nate. Like the way it makes even really crappy games really entertaining in that moment. Like, you could look through the Pinburg list of the 800 games that they're using, and it's like, oh god, that game sucks. That game sucks. But I guarantee you, in that moment, the game's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it does put a lot of pressure on some of the M's. Steve, where do you think about it as far as the hierarchy of big tournaments? Do you like it as a format? Do you get excited for it?
Oh, I love Pinburg. Oh, of course. I just cross my fingers every time I walk up to an EM. That's all. I mean, it just any EMs are bonus points for me. It's sort of reverse. So any EMs, like any EM points are good. Any points that I lose on DMDs are bad. So hopefully I can balance those out. And, it really is me trying to get lucky on some EMs, especially ones that I don't know how to play, or that I'm just trying to shoot the lit stuff and find the spinner and spin it. All right. But, I mean, we're going to play so many games, it's not going to matter. It's going to equal out anyway.
Okay, so in the spirit of jumping around here, I have some emails for the show that came in through the Coast2Coast Pinball gmail.com email address. One of them fits this.
Wait. Yep. Check the email.
Yeah, check the email.
Okay.
That's different show.
Checking it.
This says, question for the 2 world-class players on your new show. Thanks, sir. Do you think
the question's from me?
Yeah, how dare you? Do you think EM games should be represented in major pinball tournaments? I have very little experience or rules knowledge of any games pre-90s DMD and would rather not lose a big match on a game seemingly on a lot of lucky bounces and such. Please withhold name if read on air.
Sorry, Jeff. Oh, I'm sorry.
Should I go first?
You go first, Steve.
EM should absolutely be a part, especially at Pinburg. I mean, you have to be an all-around player. So, EMs are less based on luck than you think, especially if you nudge the right way. Or if you know how to nudge just hard enough to not, especially the tilt ends game ones, sure, but you still have to know how hard to nudge to get away with it versus someone who doesn't at all. The person who's nudging correctly and taking those risks will probably win. So, yeah, absolutely, they should be part of it.
What about like Papa?
If you asked me this question maybe 10 years ago, I'd probably disagree because I just wasn't used to all the classic games. But at Papa, why not? I mean, you be an all-around player. Throw anything in there. I mean, as long as it's not totally broken as far as like rules. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, why not? Deal with it. Everybody's dealing with it. I mean, there are more games with game breakers that are DMDs than there are EMs. I mean, if you're gonna throw in there, like Indiana Jones Stern, which has map all day long. I mean, versus a game like Grand Prix, which is, can you hit the spinner? Can you control the drop catch? Can you not drain down the suicide out lanes? So even a game like that is seems simple, but it really isn't. So it's why not? Yeah, put those EMs in there.
I'm going to rephrase this for Josh then. Any sympathy for someone out there who really dreads and hates the EMs in big tournaments? No.
I think it's interesting because even when the rankings started 10 years ago, there was a strong push from people in Europe that tournaments with any games that were pre-1985 should render that tournament like not counting.
Really?
Because there
1985?
Well, they used that as like determination of like classics or modern pinball, and they took the argument to the extreme. The argument became like, is it even pinball? As you go back in time, versus like, are you comparing checkers to chess? And I still think it's chess to chess. It's just different skills shine based on the era that you're playing. And I know, like when we came out with the IFPA World Championship, which it closely resembles what Pinburg's format is, there was a strong case to want to have an all-era tournament to try to prove who was the best. And rather than having a modern specialist or a classic specialist, like who is the person that can, you throw the British Open, the US Open, and the Masters all into the same tournament. So that way, the links players can get to play on some links holes, but they also have to deal with, US Open grade rough.
Yep. That's interesting. Do either of you guys know like high-ranked top-tier players who do feel like they kind of shouldn't be playing the EMs for the big championships?
Haven't told me about it. I mean, but
most people in Europe.
Okay.
I think
send your emails, everybody.
Classics have gained. I think every year they gain more and more appreciation. And you've seen people with like Bowen comment on how he didn't have much respect for those machines 10, 15 years ago. And he's like learned to appreciate them. And I think I've grown up with classic games, so I always had an appreciation for them, but I've seen a lot of newer, quote unquote, modern only players that have either most likely through force have had to deal with classics games, but they've really grown to appreciate it over the years.
Is there an argument to be made that it's more difficult for someone who just doesn't see the games, because you don't see as many? I mean, how many EMs are there on location out in the world if you're not near Silver Ball or, Papa, or which you can only play here and there? I could just see that there is an argument for someone who's in, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a good city here. Like if you're in Portland, how many EMs are on location to go play and practice and learn that style?
You know what, though? I think that cuts both ways, because if you're like don't have time on a Game of Thrones, like I can read a rule card for a lot of classics games and figure it out, or at least try to figure out something that I think would work. Like I see people in our selfie league that have spent months trying to figure out like proper Game of Thrones setups when they see, like Lyman or myself step up, and it's like, where are these points coming from? And they just have no idea, like completely helpless. And I think classics opens up things where it's like, you see a target bank and you complete it, and something is probably going to happen because of that. Maybe double bonus. Maybe it lights an extra ball. Maybe it lights a spinner. Like, it's really pinball intuitive, just in a general sense. When you get back to games of those eras, you're looking to just every rule package was about the same. You're completing stuff to light stuff.
But Josh, about the rule cards though, that's the special case at Pinburg, because a lot of times at Replay Effects, the rule card will not be there, and it will just say Replay Effects.
Use your smartphone, look it up.
Yeah,
I'll either do that or I'll run over to my dad and ask him. So run over to my dad and ask him, everybody.
Is your dad playing again this year?
He is.
Excellent.
It's like you. It falls on his birthday,
Yep.
So my brother and I have
so the person who doesn't have access to this data, or whose data plan is running out and can't go to pin tips quick, they can't go to pin tips real fast. They're shooting for the lit stuff. Right? I mean, it's basically what's going on, right?
Yeah. We've turned Pinburg into kidnapping my dad weekend. I think it was like 4 weeks ago, where he was like, "Do I really need to get a flight?" And it's like, "Yes, we're taking you. Yes, you're going."
That's excellent. He seemed to have a lot of fun last year.
He did.
That's good. All right. I think, let me see. Sorry, I think I have one more.
Any other Pinburg emails?
I think there is one more. Hold on. Yes. Hi, Nate. I assume it's cool to email you here for the new show with Steve and Josh. If you do another show before Pinburg, could you please discuss how to prepare for a tournament where you literally have no idea which games you're going to be playing? Really excited for my first Pinburg. Hope to see you there, Matt. So, we're sitting here looking at the bank list, which is now out for Pinburg. It's pinburg.com / a bunch of stuff. How do you prepare for something where you don't even know what some of these games are? You have no idea which games you'll pull. Is there any way to prepare?
Can you? Because other than clearing your mind and... I mean, you're preparing for what, 200 games? Can you prepare for 200 games? No. So just clear your mind. You don't even know what games are going to be in your list. So even showing the banks here is not exactly.
And the Great Putter match play is when you're in those situations, like your strategy going into a certain game may change based on the score that you're trying to get. If the game's going to crap and nobody's blowing it up, there's a risky versus conservative approach for especially the modern games that may present itself that I'm not thinking about anything other than like the game in front of me when it's thrown in front of me.
How much? Should you be watching all the other players in your group pretty intently?
I will typically, like, if there's kickouts or whatever to worry about, I'll take a look for a feed, and then I will sit my ass on the ground.
Right.
Yeah.
I only need to know how that bounces a couple of times, and then I don't want to look at how they're playing, because the most important thing at the tournament is finding a place to sit. That's gonna be it. So whether it's on the ground or in one of those chairs you can't move because of union rules, apparently, whatever, find a place to sit down as soon as you can so you can stay fresh.
Or bring your union outfit and then walk around with a chair. And just be like, yeah, man, no, I'm just, I'm moving this to the, I'm
just moving it over here. Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, once you have the bounces down, then, don't look at the other player, because then you're just looking at how well they're doing.
And it's mentally fatiguing. You're playing so many games against so many people, like you can't stay that invested and concentrated. Like it's tiring. It's really exhausting.
You get that projector fatigue, but not the projector. You're looking at a game, especially with lights flashing in your eye, and you have some nice LEDs blinding you. You don't want that. So concentrate on something else after you have the bouncers down. That's it.
I don't remember who told me this last year, and it may have been one of you guys. It might have been Zach. Going into my first Pinburg, they said, just remember, the points that you either earn or give away in the very first bank count just as much as the points at the very end of the day.
Oh, that 1 point that you got in this game. Like, someone just blew it up for whatever it is, billion points. Okay, if you're in third, get second. Because that 1 point...
The big thing for me, like last year, because I missed the year before, so I had like a 2-year hiatus and hunger for Pinburg, was like when you show up to a tournament and you start playing, there's sort of like this, I don't know, easing into the fact that you're playing a tournament.
Yep.
With most tournaments, that sort of happens. And with Pinburg last year, my mindset was like finals starts Thursday morning, session 1, game 1, and showing up as if that is Sunday morning final. And that first game is like that's my quarterfinal group, and I better get out of the group.
I had another email, I think, here. All right. Hey, Nate, really love the first 2 Wide World Pinball episodes. Just starting to play more tournaments. Had a question you could use for the show. How much do you warm up? What games do you play to warm up? Do you think it can hurt more than it helps? Any tips would be appreciated. Dan from Tacoma. It's really not... Can you warm up? I mean, I saw people running to the free play games at Replay FX pre-Pinburg, like right when they got in the room. Is that worth it to go flip something?
Only for a few for me. I don't want to warm up too much because my hands will get tired. But I mean, we can't play the Pinburg games before it starts, right? I mean, because if we can, then we're gonna immediately run to Fireball and see where the skill shot plunge is, things like that. So we're trying to find out that we'll have our notebooks or our cell phones out, taking notes on where plunges are on certain games, if you're allowed to do that. But I mean, as far as warming up,
I've never had a notebook.
I need something so I can say, oh, it's the third arrow, so I have a shot at getting this 3,000 on ball one. Because in a game like that, when I'm trying to get as many points on EMs as I can, I need that. So, or this shot's a little late, or this flipper is a little slow, or than I'm used to. Things like that. Just to remind me when I get up there, because I'll just forget. I'll just forget to look at the out lanes and say, "Oh, the post." I say, "Hey, the rubber's gone, idiot! Wake up! Make it better. Shake the game more when you're on the out lanes. You don't have rubber to help you. Things like that." But I don't get too thick on that though. I don't get too much concentrating on that. But certain key things I'd like to make a note of if I can, and just to remind me when I get up there. But as far as warming my hands up, I just want to get them active a little bit, but not too much where I'm already tired.
The biggest thing is just to get comfortable. And I think if you're comfortable, like you're more likely to just play your best game. And certainly when you're uncomfortable, it's really easy to not look very good while you're playing. So whatever you need to do, I'll usually go find any game on the floor and just flip. Just so my first, plunge isn't a tournament game. Just get anything out of the way just to get the cobwebs off a little bit.
And get that away from Pinburg a little bit in your local tournaments, in your local leagues. Do you like to play beforehand, or are you just walking right up into it?
I'm generally playing beforehand. Especially if it's local league, if it's local tournament, I'm putting quarters in games and playing a couple of games, and then standing up. Especially if it's my local league, I'm playing a couple of games and then I'm standing back because I know the balances because those are the local games. Nothing's changed in a week, really. So, unless they've been drastically cleaned since then. So yeah, I'm just standing back and saying, okay, I know what's going on. I don't want to get too tired already, and then I'll just start talking with other people who are there, and then let's get started. So that's kind of hoping what I'm going to do here at Pinburg too, with just a lot less games, to have a chance to practice on. When we're talking about 200 games, so you can only practice so much anyway, and just have a general get generally comfortable with the rule sets of each one, and just try to calm down.
You're only playing 40 of them, so don't even think about 200.
Right,
there's 160 that you're not playing.
Right.
This is the best tournament in the world, and I'll tell you why.
Oh, snap.
This is the best tournament in the world because, there are other big, great, well-run tournaments where you do get to qualify right next to everybody else, and you have the chance to beat everybody else equal. Papa's a very different monster in and of itself because of the way you have to qualify and the way you choose divisions, etc. But in this tournament, I can be in a group with both of you guys and, and Bowen. And I could be in that group on day one. Probably not, but it could happen. And there's really nothing stopping me from qualifying in the A division. If I had the right run of people and worked my way up and the bounces, it could happen. And I don't necessarily mean me, but it could happen to anybody. I think that there's something really awesome about this format with the way the qualifying set is to intermix everybody. And I saw it last year when I started playing better last year. All of a sudden, the people I was seeded against were better, and it got tougher. And then you lose, and you sort of it's a great self-leveling situation.
Well, and it also can be an opportunity once you get into what group you think is your better group, like it's your line to get past, and then you pass them. Like all of a sudden you hit that spinner on that EM and it gets you that 3 as opposed to that 1 point. And all of a sudden you keep advancing, and now you gain confidence, and now you have even more points. And so now you can even get, you can even get more comfortable because you're thinking, hey, I have enough points to play with that I'm still, I'm feeling comfortable about myself. I'm still good to qualify. All I need is this many points. I'm okay. And then you get even more comfortable. So you can sort of ride that wave, if you can. Of course, it can work the opposite way too. But Pinburg gives you that opportunity to really, catch a good hot streak, and all of a sudden, gain a whole bunch of confidence in a short period of time. And again, it doesn't matter who you're playing really, especially if you come up to a nice game of, I'll just pick one, Dragon. And you get good on that real quick, it can really affect, your confidence and how you play, during the rest of the day.
Absolutely.
Let's
see. What else we got here? Jumping around a little bit. We're going to touch... Let's just go through one of the banks of Pinburg to kind of cap our Pinburg talk here. Let's go through bank number 1, the very first bank announced. I actually started on bank 1 last year, I believe.
I think I played you, Steve, on bank 1 last year.
Is this the same?
You killed Avengers.
Yeah, because I was, what I was doing. You saw it.
You might still be doing it.
Avengers old code is bonus X, and I'm not, and you don't need to post pass when you can shoot the Hulk and the Hulk doesn't kill. So that was the whole game. Everyone else was post passing, and that post pass was dangerous. So I'm like, forget that. I'm just gonna shoot. Hulk.
So it is the same bank as last year, and I got crushed on this. Evan Bingham, Pinball Narcissist fame, schooled us in this bank. So Avengers LE now. What's the route here? What are we doing? Just real quick, like if you don't know the game at all, and I need 2 bullet points on Avengers LE. What am I doing?
Well, in general, it's similar. I mean, there are some enhancements to the game where certain things don't get locked out while you're doing other things. So you'll see the Thor target started more. You'll see Black Widow started more because you have to do is touch the spinner as opposed to shoot the whole shot. But in general, it's still left ramp for most of the day, and then Hulk for most of the rest of the afternoon, and then fling the balls around once you get multi-ball.
I played it a lot in Papa and in IFPA afterwards, and I was big into ball on the left flipper, shoot Black Widow, ball on the right flipper, shoot Hawkeye, the end. And like, if you miss as much as I do, like Hulk will light itself as you are bricking stuff.
Okay, I like it.
And Thor will definitely light itself.
Oh yeah, you get all sorts of fun stuff, missing shots.
I mean, can we touch on Aquarius? Is there anything you can tell me about Aquarius?
Yeah, plunge the 300s at the top, right? Doesn't it 300 in the center and 200, right. 100?
Yeah, who's gonna get that? That's gonna be one of those who can find the plunge on that, and get those. Get the most of those counting so they can get those because there's like 5 sets of holes up there and each one has points on it, so
yeah, and then after that you're just trying to send the ball back up there,
right? Just get up there. But look at that bank. You have Avengers LE, which is probably going to be fast as all get out, and then Aquarius. So I mean, sure, EM should definitely be, a little callback. EM should definitely be in. Look at that change of pace. The best player is going to be able to make that change of pace the best way and going to be the most comfortable. So you have to be used to that. And then you go. So yeah, it definitely should be in a tournament, especially when you transfer from a fast game like Avengers to Aquarius. Can you get used to the different physics right now? Do it right now during the tournament.
Instead of lobbing up the softball question on Adam's Family, let me give you a scenario here. I'm player 4 on Adam's Family.
Yeah.
I have not played... Let's say I've played my first multi-ball. I need 10 million points to get up to my next spot. What do I do on ball 3?
Well, what do we have? We can't depend on multi-ball, so let's see what the chair offers.
Skill,
is this gold?
Skill shot, side ramp, swamp, done.
Yeah, but, swamp, okay, fine.
If you need 10 million, skill shot, side ramp, swamp, done.
Okay, I missed my skill shot. What do I do?
That works mathematically, but when you miss the swamp, because you're going to, because it's ball 3, you're nervous as all heck. Hopefully you've already figured out whether you can hold the left flipper up to get it to carry down to your lower left flipper so you can shoot the chair nice and easy. I mean, you can do it that way. But it is skill shot, ramp, chair for the perfect player. Skill shot, ramp, swamp for the perfect player. Yeah.
A lot of it depends on like what mode is lit, Nate, on the mansion, which could drive the whole thing. If quick multi-ball is lit, then good lord, just do that.
And win. Yeah.
Okay. All right, very good. Haunted house. Well, I have no idea. I remember I texted somebody last year. Tell me what to shoot at on haunted house.
Wow, it's haunted house. Can you get
haunted house? It's like it has a jackpot plunger. Plunge as it probably takes me 30 plunges before I actually get the ball into play, because you want to short plunge so it just falls out on the left side and goes into the hole that kicks it up to the top.
Right, yeah, get the top done first. That's where your double scoring comes in, right? Is
Yeah.
it up top? Yeah, you want to qualify that first. So, yeah, once you get that going, then you can see about going downstairs. Because when you're upstairs, you can make the ball go downstairs with the left flipper, right? Well, I guess it's your right-handed left flipper because everything's reversed up there.
I'm usually all about playing on any play field but the main play field.
Yeah, right, yeah. Upstairs, downstairs, then get back upstairs.
Is there ever a moment when you're trying to do one of these like touchy skill shots where you're missing repeatedly? Do you ever feel like the heat of like the embarrassment of like, I'm holding this whole tournament up?
Nope.
God, no.
Love it.
I've played enough jackpot in my day that it's 30 times, 35 times, 40 times, it doesn't matter.
Jackpot, don't care. Whitewater, don't care.
Now the worst is when you go too long after going short, like 30 times, and then it's like, are you kidding me?
And you hear three other people sigh really loudly behind you. Yeah, that's good.
It's like, nope, I'm just waiting for the tilt bob to rest. That's all. Okay.
That's fantastic.
No embarrassment.
Josh Sharp.
Yeah.
Should there be ball savers on these games at tournaments?
You tell me. What did I email you?
Anti-ball savers we are.
Anti-ball savers.
Always?
Like even ones you might quote earn during because you got a multi-ball.
Oh, that's fine. Whatever, that's fine. I'm talking about at the start of a ball.
Oh, okay, well, that's different. I'm talking about like all of them, like even ones you might have earned. I don't even know. It's because maybe that's part.
And part of that is a lot of those you can't shut off anyway.
Okay.
But ball savers are they make the game played not equivalent between players.
Oh, really?
Some players will get to play more than 3 balls, and some players won't. And based on how bad they are sucking, those players, deserve an extra ball, or 2 extra balls over another player, or 3 extra balls over another player?
Well, it's not even that. I mean, just take the Game of Thrones example. You turn the ball saver off, and that fixes a lot of, strategy for the beginning. If you have your ball saver on for Game of Thrones, you're shooting your Baratheon to get your out lanes lit. If it's off, are you shooting that? Can you trust it? Can you trust your validation? Do you know if the game started yet? You might drain and it's over. So, you can definitely fix some of that with the fixes.
The argument I hear for that it's fair is that it gives everyone a chance to it tries to avoid a house ball where you don't get to touch the ball. And my big thing is pinball does not guarantee you ball on flipper. And even when you set a ball save to a timer, there's still no guarantee that you're going to have ball on flipper. So unless you want to do something where you're taking the glass off and everyone is starting with the ball on a flipper every ball and keeping it the same for everyone, it's just a really bad rule for someone to drain a 1/10 of a second sooner than someone else and be awarded an extra ball versus your end of ball bonus. I hate it. It drives me insane.
Couldn't you argue too that if somebody's really so concerned about at least getting 1 ball on flipper moment, there are things you could do with your plunge to sort
absolutely plunge
absolutely
better. Yeah.
So then the other argument is they should be on for games where there is an auto launcher that doesn't involve the ball having a feed to the flipper, like Drac.
Yep.
And or Monster Bash. And it's no, that pinball doesn't owe you anything.
You can nudge when it's up there too. I mean, if you're predicting that it's going in a bad way, then you can have a little action and make it go in a different way.
Do something about it.
Yeah, something about it.
Or be screwed for 1 out of your 3 balls. It's just a part of the game.
So can I get you to commit to the IFPA next year, which, by the way, will be in Dallas, Texas? Nationals,
Nationals,
Women's Masters, no ball saver?
Dude, we never have ball savers on.
Never? None of those tournaments?
No, we've never. Because Zach and I, we just think it's unfair. So we people cry at us that like they hate it, but we always turn them off. Always. All my games at home off all the time.
Steve, what do you think about that?
I wouldn't care. I play whatever's up there. So just as long as I know what the game state is before I start.
Yep.
Because that's one of the things about going first is that you're the first guinea pig. I mean, even if I'm second and I see someone plunge and there's no save at all, then okay, now I realize. Versus being the first guinea pig to plunge and you do a super skill on attack from Mars and you realize you have no protection.
There's a dictionary term there.
Is there for real one or we need one?
No, I don't think you need one. I don't know.
Yeah, something like
you can edit that out if you want.
It's something to figure out. Yeah, it's
or leave that in there, and someone will come up with a more creative version of.
There you go. All right. So speaking of dictionary terms, it'd be a good time to jump onto Steve's website, funwithbonus.com. It's a website about pinball.
Yeah, it's a thing.
It's a thing. And on that site, you'll find the new pinball dictionary. I pulled a term from the new pinball dictionary out for this episode that we can briefly discuss.
Yes.
The term this month, whatever episode, number 3, is chopping wood.
Yes!
I think chopping wood's a good one because I think Pinburg gives you many opportunities where I need 3 million points. That shot's worth 250,000. I only need to shoot this 12 times.
12 times. Then you just count down 11, 10, 9, then 9, 9. Try and trick yourself. You don't want to get down to 1 and then brick it. Yeah. So, especially if you can find a strategy where you can just keep shooting the same shot over and over, and you only need a certain number, why not? Hey.
In your entry on this term, it says, are you aware that the origin of the term chopping wood in pinball actually began with the Pirates of the Caribbean?
See, that was a question. See, because I try to get the lore, because I don't know about the lore, about where these terms came from, because I don't know who said it first. No one can prove it. So if I see lore, I'll copy it. I'll just copy it there and see if it's unprovable or what. So I think that was a question to me.
It was a question on Facebook, and then you replied
because I don't know. I don't know. So
hold on, yeah. I'm googling on RGP2 chopping wood just to see if it ever comes up. Oh, it comes up 9 times.
And what's our earliest reference to chopping wood? RGB2. Look at you.
Oh, what up? 2008.
2008. So this is talking about Expo 06. Interesting.
So maybe, it could be Expo 06. That Pirates, certainly with everyone Tortuga-ing all day, at least those who were aware of the prototype bug, there was plenty of trees and forests destroyed that weekend.
Well, yeah, especially if you like that max jackpot and don't take advantage, you're basically down to chopping wood on Tortuga until you get the score you need. Yeah, really. That's one of those games with a game breaker that I don't. That's like the only thing I don't like about Pirates is that game breaker there, that max jackpot, where it's like when you get it, that's your ace of spades.
I kind of like that. It's kind of fun.
It's like I really like it when I see someone else.
You're pot committed.
Yeah. Yep, someone else gets the game breaker and they fail out. I'm like, okay, good. Everyone's back in the game. Everybody, your game breaker meter's gone. So, okay. So, it all depends on when you're going to cash in your A's. So,
last year I was in the Pinburg Consolation Tournament and I drew a group with Mats Runson. And, he's really good. And we were playing, the game we were playing was Big Guns. And he says to me, how do you play this game? And I thought, well, I don't know, and if I did, I wasn't about to tell you because you're a lot better than me. And that's not how the world works, Mats. And he played ahead of me and was trying to, lock balls and play the game properly and not having a lot of luck because it was pretty brutal. And so I literally just found that I was earning about, I don't know, I don't even know the point totals. Let's say I was earning 50,000 per every time I shot towards the top and just kind of kept it alive up the top.
Right.
And I just chased his $4.5 million down by just literally shooting the ball up top over and over and over. I never locked one ball, and one of the guys in our group was just like, "I can't believe this." As I'm still playing, which is very rude.
Right.
And I beat them all by just literally throwing the ball up there and keeping it alive as long as I could. And that's my best chopping wood.
It's fantastic.
Battle of Wills.
Yeah, a little bit of luck involved there too. All right, let's.
You have endurance to stand there and do it. That's the thing. Hey, if you have the endurance to stand there and do it, that's part of the quote sport. It's can you do it? So yeah, that works. That works the same way.
Yes. All right, let's take a look at IFPAPinball.com. Josh Sharp, president of the IFPA, the International Flipper Pinball Association. Do you think we still need to designate this as Flipper Pinball?
They did when they named the association 25 years ago, so we're sticking with it.
Okay. Zach Sharp's still number one in the world.
And IPA kind of means a different thing now. With
you're right.
Yeah, than 20 years ago.
Yep.
Believe me, I have a hard enough time dealing with the International Fitness Professional Association, which seems to be the more popular IFPA in the world.
Your top post on the front page right now has to do with raising money for Pinball Outreach Project.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that.
So, as part of Nationals, last year we added the Women's World Championship, and that is going to continue going into next year.
What was the prize for that? Like $14?
It was $7.37 and a high five from me.
So you're trying to do better.
We're trying to do better. So the problem is it's a limited number of players. So with 16 people, 16 women, the entry fee, we were stuck sort of between a rock and a hard place, which was we don't want to charge an entry fee that makes nobody show up. So if I tell those 16 women, hey, it's a $1,000 entry fee. You guys are playing for $16,000. I'm going to be playing myself because nobody's going to show up to do it. Or maybe Helena will actually show up from Sweden to.
You could finally win a major.
Yeah. So, for us, we just figured, I pulled. Pretty much the reason why the Women's Championship even came into existence was me getting feedback from the women themselves on what they'd like to see. And the $50 entry fee was sort of that sweet spot where it was like people were willing to give it a chance. There's also the Pin Masters going on, so their total entry fee for tournaments over the weekend is still more expensive, and Pin Masters provides them sort of an open tournament with a much bigger prize pool. So for this year, I was chatting with Greg Dunlap and just figured, hey, if Bowen can raise a bunch of money doing tutorials online, no, I'm kidding. We figured it was a good thing to try to raise some money for charity and raise some money for the women to compete for. And worst case, we wouldn't raise anything, and it would be the same as it ever was. But so far in the first week, it's been pretty awesome. We're, I think, 2/3 of the way now today.
You're at $593.
Yeah, baby.
And I, in the good spirit of
two.
Okay, so I'm in the good spirit of Wide World of Pinball. I'm going to go ahead and throw a little money in there.
Donate $7. Get it to $600.
I'll do better than that. We're a classy organization here.
Maybe give part of that signing bonus to that non-Stern job you took.
I don't know what you're talking about. Jeez. Personal. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so all right. Wide World of Pinball's donating a little bit of money towards it. That's good. Okay, well, that's good. There's some good use of crowdfunding out there, and the pinball community has kind of time and again, whether it was the original Big Papa Kickstarter to Pinball Gremlins and such, it's shown that I'm kidding.
Yeah.
The community is an amazing community, and time again everyone's willing to support so much pinball stuff. And if we can raise some money for Greg and Nicole to be able to do some more fun stuff with Pop, so the better. And yeah, it's really like it's all good, which is great. And for Nationals, we have added a new in-box Stern game as grand prize, which more than doubles the prize pool for it for next year. So go Nationals!
That's fantastic.
Wow, that's excellent.
And that's going to be all in Dallas, correct?
Dallas, Texas, at Fun Billiards.
Fun Billiards. What week is that happening?
March 16th to the 19th.
Is that the week before the Texas Pinball Festival?
It is.
So that's going to be interesting. Steve, did you play in another semi-big tournament since we last spoke, post Pinvasion?
Yeah, I did. Was Pintastic.
Pintastic, that's right.
Pintastic. Lyman Sheets, champion of Pintastic.
Lyman Sheets
on the company dollar. Comes in and wins a good tournament on his spare time. I mean, that's how good he is.
Now that means he has to donate his prize money to the company bottom line. It sucks.
I mean, that's how good he is. He just comes in, and just wins it, and then also can, as a special guest at the seminar. So I mean, that's just how you do. That's how. I mean, that's
it was
amazing.
year 2 for Pintastic. How was the show overall, and how was the tournament?
Oh, the show was pretty well. The tournament was pretty awesome. That's where I hung out with most of my time. But the vendor area could stand for a bit more traffic that I went in there. It wasn't sparsely populated, but it wasn't too heavy. But the free play area was fantastic. You're talking about a free play area where most, if not 95 to 99% of the games were working, and they were
great.
I mean, it was a lot of working games. I mean, when's the last time you played a Batman Forever game that worked? It was there.
Contest.
I mean, and then not only was it there, but there were 2 of them there, and they both worked. So that's how good it was. It was great.
And was it limited entry or no? It was unlimited Papa style. Right?
It was Papa style. Yeah, it was Papa style.
How did you fare?
Let's see. I finished 6th place, I think. And with the Papa style qualifying, most of my entries would have qualified if I probably could have just left the first one up there and it would have qualified. But 6th place was okay. It was pretty fun, and I was kind of upset that I left early. I mean, I left early because the sun was shining and I kind of wanted some daylight driving,
and the ice was slippery.
Yeah, right. And I didn't. I didn't want to fall asleep on the way home. But I was kind of upset that I left because I missed Lyman pull out a super on creature and on a grace period. It was crazy seeing the videos coming out of him winning. He was on fire. It's amazing.
The real question is now: will Hilton be upset when Lyman plays in the Massachusetts State Championship?
Right? Yeah, he's coming. He's coming. He's got the points. So. Yeah, that was a great event, and I'm definitely gonna go next year. So,
excellent
question.
Well, guys, that is going to wrap up episode 3 of the Wide World of Pinball. Looking forward to seeing you guys in Pinburg. Maybe we'll do some audio from Replay FX in Pinburg.
Yeah.
Oh man, could one of you please win this, please?
I'll try it.
The show has a 2 in 700 chance.
I expect to.
Ooh, I like that. I'm gonna go sharp to sharp, back to back. I like it.
It's the only way to fly.
Reigning champion Zach Sharp defending his Pinburg title against his upstart brother.
If our league final at my house last weekend is any indication, Zach whooped my ass. So
Zach's pretty good.
He's pretty good, man.
He's pretty good. All right. Well, Steve, Josh, thank you as always. Appreciate everybody listening. We will try and catch up post Pinburg, let everyone know how we all fared. If you do have emails for the show, coast2coastpinball@gmail.com will get you to us. Appreciate you guys, and we'll talk to you again real soon.
See ya.
Later.